Hello everyone, welcome to today's digital flipbook tutorial. My name is Cody Lyon, I'm an animator at Pixar, and I'm recording this from my kitchen. Most of you are going to be home as well, so today we're going to make a flipbook that anyone can make in their home or apartment with just a few supplies. So what we're going to need is a good pencil, a good eraser, and at least 5 sheets of paper. So we're going to be animating a character from the new movie Soul named 22. She's really fun to draw and even more fun to animate, so let's get into it. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is make sure our paper is connected. So I have this great notebook where it's all attached at the bottom. It lets me flip through it and the paper doesn't move. If you're just using loose paper, I would recommend stapling it or taping it together or using these clips to hold it together. Alright, so let's start. So we're going to do just 22's head and body to start. So in your upper corner, leaving some room for the top, we're going to draw a soft oval. And I say soft because we want to keep our lines really light to start in case we want to erase. So really nice soft oval. And then underneath it, 22's body is just a little horseshoe. And that's as simple as it is to do 22's head and body. And 22 is hovering off the ground a little bit, so we're just going to draw a nice little shadow here to show that she's floating. Okay, so the next step is we're going to put the paper between our thumb and our forefinger so that we can draw on this page, flip it back, and draw on the next one. So I'm going to make a hard mark where the top of the head is and the bottom of the head and maybe the sides. And that's going to show me on my next page, I can see these little marks where 22's head was before. So in our next drawing, she's going to go down. If we're going to have her jump up, we got to have her go down first. It's called an anticipation. So I'm going to draw another soft oval. This time it's going to be flatter and wider. We're going to squash it down. And we're going to put it lower too. Alright, and the same with her body. We're going to bring her body down and we're going to squash it so it's way wider. And now already you can see if we flip between the two drawings, it looks like she's going down a little bit. Alright, so I'm going to do this shadow underneath again in the same spot. Okay. Now for our next drawing, we're going to take this page and put it between our forefinger and our middle finger. Now we can flip to that one and then to that one. And this takes a little practice. So for our third drawing, you're going to make little marks where the head was, but now she's going to go up since she's jumping. So we're going to draw a really tall, stretchy oval. Her head is going to go from flat and squashed to long and stretched. We'll lift it up a little bit higher. That's why we have our eraser. And we're going to stretch the body also. I'm going to go back and I'm going to maybe squish this down a little bit more now that I see it in motion. Okay, now for our third drawing, I'm going to put it between my middle finger and my ring finger. Fourth drawing, I'm sorry. And now 22 will be at the top of the jump, almost at the top, and her head will almost be back to normal. So I'm going to draw that soft oval again for the head. It's a little bit big. I'll size it down a bit. drawing really soft. Okay? And her body's going to keep stretching just a little bit. Keep that shadow on the ground. And if I want to see a drawing on the next page, I just push hard on the page. Okay, and our last drawing, I'm going to put between my ring finger and my pinky. And now we can flip through 5 different drawings. Let me do my 5th drawing here. We're going to make 22's head just a little bit higher than the last one. Not too much, just a little bit. And then her body's going to go back to normal. So now if we flip through all of these, we can see 22 jumping. Put that shadow on the end. Just like that. And do practice with the, practice your flipping a little bit. Okay, so now we're going to do 22's arms. Her arms are really simple, and since she's a soul, she can kind of control when she has arms, and when she doesn't need them, they just go away. But for this jump, we're going to give her arms. And they're just little mittens on the bottom. These curves off the side of her body. Alright, so that's the first pose. Second pose, when she anticipates down, we're going to draw the arms through really lightly through the head, as if you could see through 22's head. This is just for us so we know exactly where to put the hands. See, that looks like her arms are going out. And then for the stretch pose, we're going to pull her arms way down. Stretch them out. And then for the last 2 poses, the arms are going to come back to normal slowly. So this one, they're curving out. And the last pose, we're going to have them all the way up. The simpler the better with 22. So now when we flip through our drawings, you can see the arms jumping. Okay, moving on to her face. So we're going to do a really soft line in the middle of the oval. And that's just going to tell us where her face goes. So I'm going to put 2 circles on top of the line for 22's eyes. And then 2 dots inside the circles for her pupils. Now I'm going to draw a really soft circle around those eyes to show where we put her eyebrows and her mouth. Both sit on top of that circle. And 22 has a little buck tooth we'll put under her mouth there. 22 has really blushy cheeks. So I'm going to just draw little circles and gently color them in. And that looks like blush. A little circle for her earth pass. And a little wisp on top of her head. We called that the hair. It was kind of like Mickey Mouse's ears, where no matter where her head turned, the hair always stays on top. Okay. So now let's carry that face into the rest of our drawings. So the next one, we want her head to go down. I'm just going to push her eyebrows down and give her some tight closed eyes like she's working really hard to jump. Put her hair on top. We don't really see the blush too much because her head's down. And then the stretch, we're gonna really stretch the eyes out here. Big long circles. Let's have her look up to where she's gonna jump. Eyebrows on top. Let's have her mouth open wide. Big wide open mouth. And don't forget her tooth. And just lightly color that in. Let's not forget the blush on her cheeks, her earth pass, and the hair on her head. You can see her come to life now as we flip. Alright, now in our last two drawings we'll do similar to the first one, with a line across the head, really light. Two circles for the eyes. Pupils in the middle. A little rough circle around her eyes so we know where to put the eyebrows. And the mouth. And since we had her mouth open on the stretch, let's keep it open a little bit. Get our circles for the blush. Nice rosy cheeks. And then the hair on top. Let's color in that mouth. And then finally, on the last drawing, let's do her face. I'm going to do that same line. Notice I'm always flipping between the drawing I'm doing and the drawing that comes right before it, because that helps me make sure it's not moving around too much, changing size. We'll do her cheeks. A little hair on top. Alright, now we have all our frames drawn. And now you can go back into each drawing separately now that we know the motion looks good. And just erase the lines you don't want, maybe darken up the lines that you do. You make each drawing look nice. And then when you flip through it, you have a nice animation of 22 jumping. Alright, thanks for drawing with me. If you'd like, please feel free to share your flipbook on your social channels, and I hope you had fun. Thanks for tuning in.